Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to never miss an update.
Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of The Ambitious Indian. You know, when we were kids, our parents used to say that beta, just do well in your 10th standard and then your life is sorted. As we grew up, our parents told us, beta, do well in your 12th standard and life will be sorted. Our parents, our friends would tell us, just do well in your graduation and your life will be sorted. But life never gets sorted. Every time we finish a particular barrier, we are faced with a new barrier and we are told that, okay, cross this barrier and your life is sorted. The latest barrier, and it's been around for a long time, but now everybody says that beta, do your masters and your life is sorted. You'll get a great girl, a great job, a great career, a great life if you do your masters, if you do your postgrad in a great place. What is wrong with this world? Why are people constantly asking us to do more and more studies, get more and more certifications, more and more degrees? How long is this going to go on, and where does it end? I mean, PhDs take 5 years to do. So if in the next couple of years someone is going to say, beta, do your PhD and your life is sorted, I am going to slap them. For the past year at Inside IIM, we have been conducting one-on-one career coaching sessions as counsel, short domain-specific courses as masterclasses, and university-affiliated certificate programs. Now, we are extremely excited to announce that we have a new home for all these highly rated programs in altuni.in. So, if you are looking to earn a high salary, get a promotion, switch jobs, click on the link in the description or just visit altuni.in. Thank you, enjoy the video, and don't forget to press the bell icon to never miss an update. Cheers. Alright, let's begin. Let's look at why is it that we need to do a master's. As far as we are concerned here at Inside IIM, we look at 5 reasons why. The first reason is essentially employment. The world, the way it's moving right now, there's something called education inflation, something called credentialing that is happening in this world. When you look at the West, when you look at other countries all over the world, what you will see is that a lot of people are asking for a lot more degrees for the same job. A job that used to be done by a graduate is now being offered only to postgraduates. And that is what is constantly happening all around us. And that is why one of the biggest reasons to do a postgraduate education of any kind, whether it is an MBA, a CFA, or an MA, or an MCom, or an MTech, the reason is that it makes you more employable. Why does it make you more employable? One of the things that the post-graduation, a good post-graduation does, is that it gives you very functional skills that are going to be immediately implementable when you join an organization, rather than having a theoretical knowledge that often our bachelor's degree programs do. It is also a comment on our Indian education system, where at the graduation level, the quality of education is so poor that companies don't trust people just graduating to start doing the job that they are expected to do. The next filter is money. Obviously, money is a very important criteria. We've done a couple of episodes on the Ambitious Indian in the past as well on the money aspect. The first aspect of the money is the loan, the amount that you're going to have to pay in terms of fees, in terms of expenses to these postgraduate programs, because postgraduate programs are typically expensive. Now, when to take a loan, when to not take a loan is a very important criteria. One of the things is obviously that if your parents don't have money, you don't have the requisite savings, then you will have to take a loan, and you will take a loan if the degree that you get at the end of it is worth it. We've talked about that in a previous video, and we'll share that in the description. You can check that out if you haven't. However, if your parents have the money, my recommendation is still take a loan, and that's because how India is placed right now, how India's equity markets, India's investments are placed right now. In a typical education, say you have to spend 10 lakh rupees and you take that from your parents and you put it into your education. In a typical postgraduate degree, if you take a loan of say 10 lakh rupees, even if your parents have the money, your parents will actually be able to invest that money in the markets and get a much higher interest rate in terms of income than the interest that you will be paying as an expense after your education. That means that you will be net positive. So for example, the fees of your postgraduate course is say about 10 lakh rupees. However, if they can invest that money in the markets, just investing in the Sensex is growing 12% year on year compounded. That means that they would have made a lot more income from the money that they have saved by putting it in the stock market as opposed to investing in your education. At the same time, you will be able to be better placed to pay off the loan because the money that your parents have saved for you would have grown over the next 2 years, and you will be able to pay off your loan sooner. So definitely think that you should take up a loan if your degree is of a certain quality. The other aspect of the money is obviously the salaries. We talked about this again, we talked about opportunity cost, so check that out, but salaries are also an important component of that. And finally, the component that is important is lifestyle. Guys, after graduation, your first job, when you get your first job, you are not really keen on savings, etc. So you'll be happy to have that kind of money coming in and spend on certain things, and you'll be able to upgrade your lifestyle, as opposed to doing a post-graduation degree, which means another 2 years of drudgery, another 2 years of saving money, because you'll not be making money at that time, you will actually be spending money at that time. So you should be willing to make that sacrifice in terms of your lifestyle. The next important criteria is growth. Just the amount of learnings that you can get from a postgraduate degree, because let's face it, while our recruiters think that the graduate degrees are not very good in our country, we also know that the undergraduate experience is very poor. Most of us come from third grade commerce colleges, arts colleges, engineering colleges. Most of us also didn't know what we were doing when we took up our graduation degrees. Most of the students in our country, why they took up commerce or engineering, they will have very poor answers for that, because it's not a well thought through decision, because our system does not support us that way. So the postgraduate degree becomes a chance to make amends, becomes a chance to pick up some real skills, pick up some real professional attitudes about how we need to do work. It's very easy to be in our undergrad college and miss projects or just copy something or do just random participation. Suddenly a presentation comes in front of us and we just talk about it. All that becomes acceptable in an undergraduate degree, but in a postgraduate degree you have to rise to the occasion. You have to be a lot more professional. It means that it will lead to your personal growth. The industry interface is also much larger in a postgraduate degree because you are expected to be much more adult about it. Hence, you will get live projects, internships, which mean a lot more in a postgraduate degree, and it will add new opportunities to you. For example, if you also want to move abroad, that is one of the criteria, because in India the system for graduate is 12 plus 3, whereas abroad people expect 12 plus 4 kind of education. It means that except engineering, most other people will have to pursue an additional postgraduate degree to apply abroad for any kind of studies. So that is in terms of growth that you look at. Then of course there is the entire filter of time. Time means an opportunity cost. 2 years, 3 years put into a postgraduate degree is time you're taking away from everything else that you want to do. Guys, I remember this very interesting incident when I entered my postgraduate degree at MICA. We were asked in our classroom, why are you guys doing an MBA, by our director, and one of the girls raised her hand and she said that I want to delay my marriage. That's the reason why I'm doing an MBA. Now that's the thing, like time is a limited construct and how we use it is dependent on us. A lot of people are keen to move on with their lives, get on with their lives. They want to build something, they want to create something, they want to get married to their life partners, their lovers, etc. And these are things that you'll be delaying if you're going to do a postgraduate degree, because typically in India, in most cases, if you want to get married, you better have a steady livelihood, you better have a steady job. So person who's studying becomes less likely to get married immediately. So it means time, it means whether you have the opportunity to shift your earning potential to 2 years later. And the last thing is experience. And guys, we don't talk enough about this. At the entry level, it seems like experience is not important. What is the experience of those 2 years? What is the experience of that postgraduate degree? But ask anybody who's gone through that postgraduate degree and been in the industry for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, they will say the most important takeaway for them from their postgraduate degree was the experience that they got, the experience of dealing with a very diverse peer group. Because there are very few people in our country who do postgraduate education, people from diverse backgrounds come to these institutes. People from a variety of cities, variety of educational backgrounds, variety of familial backgrounds, variety of professional backgrounds come into the institutions, and that means that the peer group that you work with is far more richer, far more rewarding, and the benefits of having that peer group accrues throughout your career after that. So the experience is one of those criteria. The other aspect of the experience is that for many of us, the postgraduate degree is the first time that you stay by yourself. Even in an engineering college, a lot of us stay by ourselves, but it is very sheltered. There is a curfew time. There is a warden in the hostel. There are a lot of things that keep us in check, that make us disciplined, that keep us in line. In the case of a postgraduate degree like an MBA or any of those degrees which are happening on campus, there is your first chance to stay by yourself without being thrown into the real world by yourself. So while you have the checks and balances of a campus where there is a security, there is food taken care of, a reliable mess that will be open at a particular time. So it's not completely real life, but it's not completely sheltered life of our parents either. It's somewhere in the middle. It becomes that 2-year training period before we can be thrown into a real world, into an unknown city, trying to figure our lives on our own. Let's look at the global situation now. There are things that are happening in the world which will slowly percolate into India. So keeping a lookout on what's happening globally is very important. One of the things that we see globally, and we've seen this for a long time, is that people go for their post-graduation much later after their graduation. So after their graduation, they work for a few years and then they do their post-graduation, because that's when they feel the post-graduation becomes more meaningful. The other aspect that is coming up in a big way and is being fueled by edtech companies all around the world is lifelong learning, where the technology is developing so fast that it doesn't matter that you do all your education bunched up together in one flow. So you finish your 12th, then you finish your graduation, then you finish your post-graduation. What the world is seeing now is essentially an unbundling of education, that you don't need to be studying constantly and then just be working constantly. You will be studying different aspects about your education. So there are some functional areas that, okay, you want to learn something about data analytics, or you want to learn something about product management, or about digital marketing. Now that is a functional skill that you can pick up as and when you want to try a new industry. Say you want to understand psychology so that you can become better marketers and estimate customer behavior in a better way. Now there's a course separately for that, and you can do it when you feel the need to do it. You also don't need to leave your job or leave your professional life to pursue something like that, because now it's possible to do these courses while you are also pursuing your professional life. So that is how the unbundling is happening in the world. Also, a lot of people are now choosing to be their own masters, be freelancers, gig workers, entrepreneurs, YouTube creators, and so on and so forth. It means that you're taking the responsibility of your own career in your own hands. It means that you're not going to have any bosses, it's not going to have large organizations that you're a part of. You will run your own life and you will take your own directions in terms of what is it that you want to pursue, what is it that you want to learn. So when you feel the need that, okay, this is something I'm lacking, while I've built a YouTube channel, I don't know how to propagate it, how to reach out to more people, how to understand analytics and do better at my YouTube channel. That's when you go and do a course on digital marketing, on YouTube analytics, etc. So the courses become more relevant for you. You know what you're looking for from those courses, and hence you can do better at them, learn better from them. So guys, this is the overall perspective that you need to think about when you're looking at your postgraduate education, whether you want to do it or not, and whether the particular degree that you're looking at, the particular course that you're looking at, is it serving these purposes? To review, I will talk about 5 filters that you need to look at every time you look at a course. Whether it improves your employment chances, whether money wise it makes sense, whether it gives you growth, whether it is the best use of your time at this moment, and whether it provides you a great experience. In the comment section, I want you guys to write in with what are some of the courses and some of the institutions that you think satisfy these criteria, and hence are blue chip courses, are courses that people should take for post graduation. And also mention some courses that have been talked about a lot but don't really serve these 5 purposes, and hence maybe students should stop doing that and start getting on with their professional lives, getting on with their careers, because that may be the ideal way to do it. So that's it on the Ambitious Indian this time. We'll constantly keep sharing content which is going to help you become more reliable, more capable of achieving whatever that you aspire to, because this is the Ambitious Indian. We are going to help students who are ambitious about their careers, about their futures. Thank you very much.